Episode 9, World Cup Digest. It's your boy Dominic Rich and Football Pharaoh, the dynamic duo, man, coming back with another one. Consistency for your head tops. And we have some very exciting and entertaining matches to talk about, like every day, like every day. And I think it's going to continue like that going forward, indeed. And let us start with Group G, because Group H, oh man, mm-mm-mm. Levels. Let's actually get into Group G right now. Let's start with this very, very entertaining match between Cameroon and Serbia. So the game ended in a 3-3 draw. Jean Charles Castelletto opened the scoring in the 29th. Then Serbia proceeded, to handle Cameroon and took the game to them and went 3-1 up. Strahina Pavlovic in stoppage time in the first half, and Sergei Milinkovic as well, 2-1. And then early in the second half, Alexander Mitrovic in the 53rd. I was like, oh boy, Cameroon are gone, and Serbia, they back into contention after losing to Brazil. But then Vincent Abubakar 63rd and Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting 66. It ended in a 3-3 draw. What are your thoughts? Initial thoughts on this game? Did you watch this live though, or you woke up to this or something?
I woke up to it, but I watched it in my own time. I
Oh,
managed to squeeze it in there. My
but
thoughts, I think,
but when you woke up, like, what were you like thinking? Like,
disappointed. I would, the meme. I expect nothing, and I'm still disappointed. That was my thought with Serbia because it's just like same old story, right? Water is wet, the sky is blue. Serbia underperforming in a World Cup. Yeah, I thought it was. When I got the chance to watch it, I thought it was really poor in-game management from Stojkovic. I don't understand why they're playing such a high line when you're up 3-1. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
I think the defending from both Cameroon and Serbia in this match was poor. And no disrespect to Cameroon, but there were times where they capitalized specifically because they benefited off of Serbia's inability to control and basically kill the game off. It's an uphill battle, I think, for Serbia because now they have to beat Switzerland, whereas if they won this match, they could afford a draw because 3-1, that pads you up for the goal difference. I do want to give a shout out though, because I'm in love with this man's name, Jean-Charles Castelletto. What a
yeah.
name that is. That's
Nice
so
name.
Jean-Charles Castelletto.
Yep.
Um, yeah, yeah. Uh,
So look, first things first, Onana's exclusion. Him and Rigobot's song, got it out, and he was, dropped from the team, not even in the squad. And the new goalkeeper that they brought in, I don't know him. I think his name is Ipasi, and he came in. I think he did a fairly okay job, but he could have saved the Milinkovic Savic goal. That went past him pretty easily. But you got to give it up to Rigobot Song. But look, Onana, he's out. Ipasi
mhm.
came in. Kunde came in for Umgwet. And Serbia also made two changes. Good day. And Mladenovic out. Kostic and Maximovic in. Look, Serbia were just wasteful. Wasteful, wasteful, wasteful. Mitrovic hitting the post early. And then Mitrovic missing from close range where he would bury those like 9 out of 10 times. And that was at one time. Today
Sure.
was the one time he was just off. And I don't know what it is, if it's a stage that gets the better of Serbia, but they were just all over the place in a game where they were dominating and then allowed Castelletto to run in behind from a brilliant ball into the box, right? Double flick on and Castelletto, no one picking him up. But you got to give credit to Serbia for the way they bounced back. Bang, bang, bang. But then what happened? Rigobot Song, he deserves a lot of credit as well because he was under a lot of pressure for the decisions that he made by keeping out Onana, making the changes he made. But then bringing on Vincent Abubakar just changed the game. And you talk about the high line that Serbia actually played, and that long ball by Castelletto just
Yep.
destroyed their defense. Abubakar getting in behind. They thought he was offside. He was on. And the way he chipped the keeper, very skillful. Take a lot of skill to do that.
Yeah, he could have put it above the net if he didn't get a proper touch to that. So he leveled it. He controlled the ball really well. Yeah, I mean, look, congratulations to Cameroon. They finally have broken their World Cup losing streak of the last 8 or 9 matches in this tournament, and I think it's a result that really doesn't help any team. It doesn't help any team because Cameroon going up against Brazil next, and now Serbia with a do or die clash with Switzerland going into that with the disadvantage. Yeah, you're right. Rigobert Song does deserve credit for the adjustments that he made, and I agree with you about Mitrovic.
He even had a couple more chances in the second half, about 2 great chances, and didn't put them away.
Yeah.
He could have scored a hat trick. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah. It's just I thought this match was going to have a lot of goals in it. I thought it was going to be 4-2 to Serbia. Still 6 goals. But yeah, I'm just trying to think of like where these sides go from here, because I just do you see
out?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Pack your bags, jump on the plane, go home. Serbia, bro, I never believe in the Serbian hype. I never did. And they're proving me right because they have a lot of potential, but it seems like the managers just get stage fright, man, because Dusan Vlahovic not used, Luka Jovic not used. I don't know what's going on, if the players are not fit or the manager just lacks confidence in the players. Because if you see Mitrovic struggling, take him off, bring on someone else. But you don't do that. You see what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And you also have to give Cameroon a lot of credit for when they equalized through Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting for actually holding on to that 3-3 draw, where it had quite a bit of time left in the game. It had over half hour left, including the stoppage time. And they held on and they earned themselves a very, very, very good point, man. So they deserve a lot of credit. They played some good football, and you know they ought to be proud of themselves. I think Nicholas Nkulu was very good in defense. He was knocking out a lot of those balls that came in. And, you know, as you said, they broke that very unwanted losing streak that they had.
Yeah. For them to come back, scoring 2 goals pretty much in quick succession, because I think Moting's goal came just very soon after Abubakar pulled one back. And the match could have gone either way after that, but it sort of stabilized a little bit, I think, after. And I mean, Cameroon's going to be happier at that. They're happy they got something from this game at least. And if things had just gone a little bit differently, maybe they win this game and eliminate Serbia. So that's the only thoughts I have.
Yeah,
throwing game if you're a neutral, of course.
Dragan Stojkovic sacked.
He has to. If they don't come out of this group, he has to. Yeah,
for sure. He's sacked after this tournament. He's done. Look, it's going to be difficult for them to beat Switzerland in such politically charged game, and we saw how good Switzerland were against. Switzerland barely lost against Brazil, and we're going to segue nicely into that game. You know what I mean? Good game. Cameroon, Serbia, very entertaining. Brazil, Switzerland lacked the entertainment value, in my opinion. Right? I fell asleep watching this game, literally, because Brazil, they just don't. I don't know what it is. Their second half team. First half, they don't score no goals. In the last 10 games, they scored 1 first half goal. 1.
Wow.
I don't know what it is. It's an exciting team, but sometimes it's like it's the same old. And then the second half, they bring their quality on, and then they get the better of you. You see what I'm saying? When you all worn out and tired, then they tap into their quality. You see what I'm saying?
Of course.
And you got to give Brazil a lot of credit, because look, against Serbia, it took 2 really good goals, including a brilliant worldie by Richarlison to get the better of them, and it took a nasty goal by Casemiro, man. to win this. That was a nasty goal. That's one of the goals of the tournament so far too.
For sure.
You know, both teams made 2 changes. Neymar and of course Danilo out injured. And even without Neymar, you see this Brazilian team could be very dangerous because they had chances, man. Vinicius Jr. should have scored early in the game. He scuffed up his shot. Jan Sommer was also very good. Akanji and Elvedi was very resolute at the back. You know, so the Swiss proved very, very difficult to break down, man. Very difficult. But the thing is, they just couldn't get that service up to Mbolo to give Brazil some problems. Do you know that Brazil are yet to actually concede a shot on target in the 2 games?
I did hear that. Yeah, Allison has been able to put in a couple of good naps. There's not a lot of threats to the Brazilian back line so far in this competition. That's a compliment to just how suffocating they've been going forward. And I think that I still think in some ways they were missing Neymar's presence there on the pitch because even though they adjusted to it well, you have to wonder whether or not they'll be able to keep this up because they do sometimes struggle to break down teams that set up a deep block against them, like how Serbia and Switzerland did. But I got to be honest, I don't think the 2014 or 2018 Brazil team gets the win today. I think that you look at like past Brazil sides like Dunga's Brazil. I think Switzerland gets a result.
Yeah.
I think that's a testament to Chiche and the quality of these players and how much they've gelled together as a unit all throughout qualifying into this tournament. And regarding like certain players in the game, I wouldn't mind seeing Rodrigo starting next match. He came on a look really, really bright. Yeah, whether that's for Neymar or if he operates as sort of like a right winger.
But the thing is, right? Remember, Brazil cannot be caught really. You know what I'm saying? Like their goal difference is let's just double check the stats really quick, right? They have a +3 goal difference. Switzerland, they could be caught by Switzerland if they lose to Cameroon, but come on.
Not gonna happen.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Brazil would at least draw that game against Cameroon. At least a draw.
I don't even think they're going to concede. I think they're going to keep a clean sheet the whole group stage.
And the thing too with Brazil, even if they make household changes, they'll still be very, very strong. That's the thing about Brazil. And I think they'll make a lot of change. I think Edison gets a start in the next game. Actually,
you do? Okay.
Yeah, I think Edison gets a run out, and a few of the other fringe players get a run out as well. Even you might see Dani Alves get a run out in this game. You know, to be one of the oldest outfield players, you know, ever to feature, along with Atiba Hutchinson and, of course, Pepe from today. Roger Miller holds the crown, 42 years old, by the way. But this Brazilian team has already put up their hands and say, hey, man, we are one of the favorites. Look out for us. We got Neymar coming back later in the tournament. And, you know, just beware. You know. Brazil's the only team that has played in every World Cup. They're the quintessential World Cup team. There's your moms, your uncle, your aunts. Nobody, they don't watch football at all until Brazil plays at the World Cup. Then all of a sudden they're a Brazilian fan. You know, so that's how big of an influence this team has on world football. But I have to say that you know, Murat Yakin and, you know, Switzerland put up a good fight. And he was gutted when that goal went in because it took a special strike to beat Jan Sommer. So,
yeah.
Give it up to Switzerland.
Yeah, it's actually very, very telling to how great this Brazil team is. The fact that you can't really criticize Switzerland in this match, really, because they did the best they could and they almost squeezed something out.
Exactly.
Just holding on for 10 more minutes or so, and then they would have gotten this draw, and they've been in great position in this group. Another player I want to give a shout to, I think Bruno would be a very interesting midfield option for Brazil.
I thought he would have started ahead of Fred. I was kind of perplexed by the Fred inclusion from the start, but, you know, they still got the victory, though. They still got the victory.
Vinicius was amazing. His running, the amount of running he did was insane.
Yeah, but he got to be a bit more clinical, though. Can't do that in the next stages. And he's had a lot of opportunities so far in the 2 games, and he's yet to score. But look, without being too, drawn out of anything. Shaqiri didn't start the game. A youngster by the name of Reader, 20 years old, started. And I think the reason why he started is for the legs up against Vinicius. Because you put Shaqiri against Vinicius, man, he would have been out of the World Cup injured. So I think it's a conscious decision made by Yakin, and they have 3 points already. All they need to do is to draw the game against Serbia, and that is, I think, not a hard thing to do, because if you see how the Swiss set up, they're set up very, very well. They're compact and they're good. I think they're a better defensive team than they are going forward, with Akanji and Elvedi at the back. And I think Silvan Vidme has been one of the best right backs at the tournament so far. And Ricardo Rodriguez was a warrior today. So I could easily see Switzerland getting at least a point against Serbia, knock Serbia out. And Brazil, of course, already qualified. Cameroon, I don't think will be able to beat Brazil to go through. But if they do manage to do so, that'll be somewhat of a feat, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if they do pick up a win, if the Cameroon squeeze out a win and Switzerland draw, Cameroon could go through according to how big of a win they have. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but it's gonna take a guard.
It's hard. They're gonna win. They gotta have to win by more than 2 goals.
And to be honest with you,
and hope that a game draws.
I think on paper, Switzerland should beat Serbia, and this could be a scenario where the group ends up with like both of them running away with it, both them and Brazil. This turns out to not be a group of death at all, like a lot of people thought it would be. Like 9 points,
just like 2018.
I think, yeah. Well, the point distribution was a little bit different then.
But I mean, like the team's going through just 2018.
Yeah, you're right.
So with that being said, we move on. You know what I mean? At the most entertaining of games, you got your prediction. You got your prediction right.
1-0.
I went for a draw. Almost got mine correct. I'm kind of mad, but I'm kind of mad at Casemiro, to be honest. When he scored a goal, I was like, damn, why y'all gotta be so damn good? You know what I'm saying? Why?
You and Yakin, I'm sure.
And look, I like to take the time, right? Special shout outs. Special shout outs to the Italian national team at home on their couches watching the World Cup for a second tournament in a row. So shout outs to all the Italian fans, all the the Italian players and everything. Don't know how that happened, but
I still can't.
You like my cap though? You like my cap? I'm repping for Italy right now.
Forza Azzurri.
Yeah, I'm repping. So look, we're gonna move on though. That wasn't nice, but just a little bit of dark humor there for you, man. I gotta have a little sense of humor though. So let's talk about this massive game. But let's do this one first. Portugal 2, Uruguay 0. And you know what's important about this game? I know you know what's important about this game. Look, Bruno Fernandes 54th and 93rd. Let me know what's important about the game, and then I'll talk about something else. What's important about this game? What does this game set up?
Oh yes, it sets up a death match between Uruguay and Ghana.
Ooh, loving it.
Luis Suarez has to play just because I want to see him on the pitch against Ghana. I want to see it just know some shit's gonna go down. It's the final match of the entire group stage.
Something's gonna go down. Him and Amate or Salisu or one of them are gonna get into it. Something's gonna happen, bro.
Imagine if it's 0-0 and then Suarez scores in the 98th minute to break their hearts again or something.
But what if he does it again? What if there's a ball going into the back of the net and he swats it out again?
Yeah. Half hope was saying that he doesn't begrudge him for doing that. He said that he would do the same thing because it's the World Cup, and it's but I mean, I'm not taking a side. But all I'm saying is something's gonna go down.
Something must go down, bro. But I like the way it's set up though. But look, What do you think about Ronaldo claiming that 54th minute goal when he know his ass didn't touch it? He know he didn't touch it.
You think he knew he didn't touch it?
Of course he didn't touch it. He didn't touch it. He didn't touch it. And he went and he celebrated and all. Like he knew he didn't. Bro, you'll know if something touched you, man. You'll know if something touched you.
Hey, maybe he was, proud of, I don't know, maybe he was proud of the assist or something, or at least he thought so.
Bro, he knew he didn't touch the ball, and he claimed the goal, celebrated and all.
It's Ronaldo.
Like, why? Why he did that? So, Bruno Fernandes with a cheeky goal and then a penalty. What are your thoughts on Uruguay? I think Portugal, they did what they do. They dominated Uruguay, withstand the pressure, and then had some, transition and attacks of their own. And they look very, very dangerous at times, but just couldn't finish. The final third play has been rather lacking, hitting the post 3 times, having some great opportunities, not being able to bury them. And I think they're to blame for their own situation right now, just being on 1 point, playing against South Korea and now Portugal.
Yeah, and Uruguay is one of only 3 teams so far this World Cup that have not yet scored a goal. The other is Tunisia. The other one's Mexico.
And 29 other teams have scored, even Costa Rica.
Ugh.
So that's they're in a spot of bother right now. But look, how you feel about Portugal?
Well, I was going to say about Uruguay. I feel like Valverde was wasted in this match. Like, it was a complete waste of his offensive capability. Like, he had to drop deep to recover balls at times, even though he's usually excels in that former position. Yeah. And you got like Ugarte, you got Torreira. They're just sitting on the bench, and Uruguay just lets Portugal control the ball down the middle. And it was basically kind of like forcing Bentancur to basically like cover his own plus Vecino's. And
Bentancur should have scored, though. You know what I mean? He just needed to lift that ball. And that's why I say in the final third, they've been lacking. It's not that they haven't really, put themselves in good positions to get the goals. It's just that they're not being able to finish. And look at Cavani missing a great opportunity. You know what I mean? Maxi Gomez, he hit the post. So
they had some lovely sequences in this game. There was some lovely football,
especially when Pellistri came on. And you think, what if they had started these players? You know what I'm saying? So it's fair to say that maybe Diego Alonso got his 11 wrong. You see what I'm saying? Because it took the subs to inject some life into the game, and then Portugal, they withstood that. So you got to give them a lot of credit for doing so. But also with Portugal too, they're dealing with quite a few injuries. Danilo, young Nuno Mendes ran off. Ruben Neves got smacked up. There's a few other players. Even Ronaldo got a little knock as well. So, Portugal, even though they get their revenge against Uruguay from 2018. There's still some questions to be asked of the Portuguese defense, though, I think. You know what I mean? Attacking, they're always going to be a threat with Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva and co. But, João Felix, Rafael Leao. But in terms of their defensive side of their game, there will always be holes, in my opinion. And I don't think, they've been tested against Ghana. They should have drawn that game. And if Uruguay were more clinical, it could have been a different outcome. It's going to be interesting to see how they fare in the next round.
It will. And congratulations to them, because they're in a position now to top a World Cup group incredibly for the first time since 2006.
Where they came 4th, right?
Ultimately, they finished 4th, yeah. And the final game's against South Korea. We'll get to South Korea. They're in a bit of a desperate spot too, but I think they should still top this group with 9 points. And like you said, when I was watching this felt a lot just like Uruguay being in like a sort of stagnant kind of form. Also coming up against Ghana, who, like you said, a bit unfortunate not to get a result. You still watching this Portuguese team, I'm with you. You don't get the sensation that you don't look at them at these 6 points and think, oh, they're competing like France and Brazil. No, you're thinking, no, it's just a matter of time before football. It's a matter of time before Santos ball kicks in and prevails, and
Exactly.
they go out in like the quarters or some shit, or
Exactly.
it's just a
And
matter of win.
the thing about them, right? When they play Fernando Santos ball, they're overly defensive and they get criticized. Like people say, "Oh, you have such a great team. Why are you playing so defensive?" Right? And then they end up on the losing sides or drawing games. But when they play this open, they're winning the games, but it's very risky. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but they say if you want that reward, you have to be able to put in that risk. So I guess that's what's going on.
Yeah. I mean,
You
they're
know what I'm
getting away with
saying?
it now because of their quality. We'll see how long that's sustainable.
But the thing too, right? I think going into the next round, let's say they face Switzerland, they'll fancy their chances against Switzerland. But we know Switzerland could up their levels as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think
But I think they could get I think Portugal are looking like they're really gonna face a stern test if they get to the quarters.
yeah, I agree. Because like now that you mention it, quarterfinal would set them up against maybe either Croatia or Belgium or Germany. It's looking like, and and this goes back to the draw. And this is one of the reasons why I actually have Portugal making the semis is because they got a doable bracket. That top of this, it's tough, but it's like you don't look on paper and look like they should be outclassed by Switzerland or they should be outclassed by Croatia. Not necessarily.
I put together a little bracket earlier today. Let me see if it matches anything. Let me put this up and see what it's kind of a weird one, but Portugal, you see they play Switzerland and then they, they go over and they actually, I have Switzerland going through there, you see, and then they could play Morocco or Costa Rica if one of those teams go through as the group winners, right? Or Croatia or Belgium, you see?
Oh yeah.
So that's what it is. That's what it definitely is. And you actually, I'm just realizing, right? It's a good thing, when I took this screenshot earlier today, right? I actually shared this on my stream. It's a good thing that I don't have any like porn sites in my favorites or had one open in my tab or something. I would have got caught for sure.
Yeah. All the
Oh
comments
man.
below would have been like, "Oh damn."
I know, right? I know, man. But look, big result for Portugal. Poor again by Uruguay yet to score, and they're put in a very desperate position. All that Ghana needs to do now is to draw. But Ghana doesn't look like a type of team that draw matches right now. But
Yeah.
Ghana would want to win, but they are in the driver's seat, which brings us to the final game, man. We had a really good game. And guess what my prediction was for this?
Was it 3-2 to Ghana?
It was 3-2 to Ghana.
I think I had 2-1 to South Korea. Good job.
This is absolutely nuts. I predicted the exact scoreline.
Yeah.
And I just look from what I saw in the first game against Portugal, I knew these guys had a lot of goals in them. You know what I mean? But I also knew they were shaky at the back. I have to give it up to Ati Ziggy, man. He's been really good in goal as a third choice keeper. He pulled off some big saves today against South Korea. And Ghana, man, oh boy, this guy Kudus is something else, man.
Yeah, I was so happy he got the
Bro,
score.
Kudus is one of the best footballers in Africa right now.
For sure.
He's up there. I think he's destined for a big move because he's not really having a good time at Ajax. And I think in the January transfer window right now, he is gone. He is a goner.
No, he's out of the Eredivisie 100%. Like that first match against Portugal, like you could tell he wanted it. Like he wanted it. And he had a couple of really good looks on goal and strikes. I'm glad he got on the score sheet here. And you got a brace in this game. He scored in the 34th minute, scored in the 68th. And he was the guy who came in clutch and denied Korea from completing the turnaround.
Yep. Didn't I talk about Jordan Ayew though? Jordan Ayew. He scored a hat-trick the last time they played against South Korea. And Jordan Ayew was actually pulling the strings today. It was his ball into the box for that Salisu goal at close range, and it was his ball into the box for that kudos header as well. Jordan, are you? And now we understand why Patrick Vieira plays him that much. He's a hard worker. You know what I'm saying? He is a hard worker. And Andre Ayew's presence is all. Andre Ayew's been playing some good football.
Yeah, he has. He's proven me wrong because I was really skeptical about Ghana heading this World Cup for both Ayew brothers. I was like, man, they got to move on. You got to bring up some of the youngsters through.
Nah, bro, you need that. You need that their presence, man. It just
The leadership.
gives the team some some inspiration. These guys have almost 200 caps put together, and the bulk of the goals as well for the national team. So you're gonna need that inspiration. I have to give it to Ghana though. But 2-0 up. Credit goes to Paulo Bento for bringing in Lee Kang-in. Because when he came on, oh my God, man, he just light up the freaking World Cup. And Chogyu Song, those headers, oh man, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, South Korea had Ghana on the ropes. But then Kudos came back, that overlap by Mensah down the left flank. And that ball in when Iñaki Williams missed the kick on a platter for Kudos, goal. If you realize Ghana against Portugal they've now conceded 4 goals in similar fashion, right? They turned the ball over against Portugal twice. Bruno Fernandes, bam, bam, bam. To Felix, to Leao, goal. Today, they turned the ball over. First Tariq Lamptey. And then Kim Sung-ju, oh my God, he was on fire at left back. And you saw the amount of chances he got when the ball came to him at the far post. Son Heung-min as well had a lot of opportunities. So but the way Ghana conceded those goals, though, similar fashion, give the ball away deep in their own defense, and the turnover just was very, very costly. So that's what they need to work on when they play Uruguay. That is it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think for South Korea, Choge Song, I wouldn't be surprised he gets a move because I think he plays in the Korean League at the moment.
And I think he's the highest goal scorer in the K League too.
I could believe that. Yeah. I mean,
he gets a move to maybe a Bundesliga 2 team.
I think for Ghana, they have to approach that match against Uruguay with confidence. Like they have to have more like a stride in their step. And like you said, like shore up the issues, the manner in which they've been leaking in goals that can't repeat, because we know Uruguay sometimes in aerial positions they can be quite good heading that into the box. You can see. Yeah.
Another thing too. Do you think Otto managed the game a lot better today in terms of his substitutes and everything?
It was a night and day difference. Like you and I were talking about the Portugal match, we didn't understand some of his. So he brought off Kudus like.
And do you know? But the thing is, when I made a note that Kudus was still on the field, he actually brought Kudus off the next minute. I was like, wow, But another thing too, right before we forget, what are your thoughts on how do you think Anthony Taylor managed the game? Because he was criticized for blowing the whistle at the back end of the match there. But my thing is the time is up.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things I can understand either way.
But the thing too, right? It's unfair to Ghana.
The time was
exactly. It was up. It was up. If it's up, it's up. You had your chances. South Korea had about 40 balls into the box. If we take a look at the stats, and you see exactly what I'm saying. 22 shots to Ghana's 7.
Yeah,
22 shots plus. There was about 40 balls. It had to be about 40 attacks. 22 shots and about maybe 15 balls into the box. And they didn't score a single, one of those apart from the 2 balls into the box that Cho scored. All the others wasted.
It wasn't for lack of trying either. But they were just wasteful. And I mean, they have no one else to blame but themselves. I actually don't put too much blame on Bento, like you said. I think he got most of the formation, and I think he got the substitutions right. It was just that they couldn't convert. They couldn't convert more of the chances that came their way. So,
and he got a red card too, so he won't be there for the next game. And I noticed that South Korea, they do not deal well with the ball, those aerial balls. They were just inferior when it comes to the aerial balls in their box and the aerial balls that were put into Ghana's box as well. You know, Ghana just kept winning everything and just repelling everything, swatting out everything like a fly, like badminton.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, look, big win for Ghana, set themselves up very nicely. Even if they had actually lost the game, it would have still been
a good performance, yeah.
And they would have still been alive.
Well, if they had lost, they'd be.
If they beat Uruguay, they would go through because South Korea ain't beating Portugal.
No, they would have been out because Portugal beat Uruguay. Portugal be on 6, South Korea be on 4 points.
And how many points would? Oh yeah. You're right. A draw. You're right. I got a little carried away. I got a little excited. But look, a draw, they would have still been in it. Let me cool down. A draw, they would still been in it. South Korea would have definitely been in a better position with that win. But I predicted a Ghana win though. But I want them to go through. I want them to get revenge on Uruguay. You know what I mean? I want them. Uruguay, Portugal got their revenge, and I think Ghana will get theirs too. So, look,
what if Ghana takes a 1-0 lead? Uruguay gets a foul in the box to get a penalty. It's Suarez to take it, and he hits it off the crossbar. And that's the end of the match right there. You cannot tell me there would not be a supernatural force in this sport if that happens.
Yep. I think if that happens, a few of the Ghana players would actually scream in his face, like celebrate in his face. And, I think that would happen. I could see that happening. You know what I mean? But imagine that Ghana, they got lucky to be at the World Cup with the game against South Africa. I could never forget that, man. Yeah. And look at what they're doing, man. They qualified via an own goal, right? Wasn't it an own goal?
No, it was away goals rule to Nigeria. Away goals.
Oh yeah, that away goal. But who scored that goal?
Oh, I think wasn't it Lamptey or somebody? It was somebody.
No.
No.
Who qualified via the own goal again? Was it Tunisia?
Yeah, it was Tunisia.
Yeah, it was Tunisia. Yeah. I knew it was something like that, but Ghana got lucky in both of those qualifiers, man. So
yeah,
they better capitalize on their World Cup opportunity. But look, we could be here forever talking about this. We're gonna land the plane. Congrats to Ghana. Congrats to Portugal. Cameroon came back with a really, really good draw, and Brazil, of course, had to grind their way to a 1-0 win. So look, tomorrow. Ecuador, Senegal. Just short. We're not gonna just short. What do you think's gonna be the result here?
I have a very gritty, physical 0-0 draw.
Yeah, I also have a draw, and with Ecuador advancing with that draw. Netherlands, Qatar.
Netherlands 4-0.
Yes.
Could be higher.
Same here, 4-0 as well. Qatar to lose all 3 games. No hosts have ever lost 3 consecutive matches at a World Cup. Qatar would be the first. And Iran, USA.
You're not going to see me for 2 hours. I'm going to be like in a bunker, like downing like anti-anxiety pills. Okay, look, I'm gonna build this up. Quick. You sure? Because this is the US.
Quick. No. Quick. We'll talk about this tomorrow.
Man, I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. Wales is going to take the lead over England. Southgate's going to rotate, but England will come back in the match and equalize. That match is going to end 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Iran's going to strike early on us. We're going to go down in the first 10 minutes. We're going to score. We're going to respond in the second half with 2 goals in quick succession to take a 2-1 lead. One of which is going to be scored by Rain, and the other's going to be a penalty converted by Pulisic because they're going to foul us in the box. Mm. We're going to come alive offensively. We're going to be leading 2-1. We're wondering where all the goals are coming from. Well, now we got the goals. Now we're finishing our chances, but we're also going to concede again. We're going to tie this match 2-2, and we're going to end this group on 3 damn draws, 3 goals scored and 3 conceded, and Iran's going to go through. I am telling you this is going to happen, and I hate it so much, but it's going to happen. Reina and Pulisic will score, and Iran will equalize from a header from Sardar Azmoun. I'm telling you right fucking now, and I'm going to hate it so much.
You know why you're wrong?
Why? They're going to beat us?
Why you're wrong. And you will be happy that you're wrong. Sardar Azmoun will not play this game.
Is that confirmed, or that's prediction?
He's injured. I don't think he's starting this game. I don't think he's going to be involved in this game.
Golizade will score, I guess. I don't know. Go on. I'm sorry. Go on.
The USA are winning this game 2-1.
Don't do this to me, man. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
2-1, USA. They built it up too much. Fox Sports, that's all they talk about. That's it. While the game's going on, they talk about USA playing another game. That's all they do. The USA, they're going to win. It's too politically charged for the USA to lose. They're going to win the game. They're going to win the game. I believe they will win the game.
I hope so. You don't feel like maybe the spirits are with Iran, though?
Nah.
Because of what's going on in their country?
Mm-mm.
And the thing is, Kirosh...
The spirits don't care, bro. The spirits don't care. If the spirits cared, Ukraine would have been at the World Cup. The spirits do not care.
That's true. Just, Greg, don't screw this up, man.
Yeah, I know, man. But Greg's going to get it right. Greg's going to get it right. The USA might get knocked out in around the 16 when they meet the Netherlands. But, at least they could get out of the group. That's what I think is going to happen. I'm confident. Look, England, Wales, you already predicted a draw. I'm going to go for England to beat Wales. 2-2. I think my prediction is a 2-0 prediction. I'm not convinced by Wales anymore. I did predict them to get out of the group. They let me down big time. Screw you, Wales. 2-0 England.
2-0 to England.
Yep.
I do agree that I don't think Wales win this because I think we put pressure on England. England don't want to top a group with 4 points.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to look bad. You fail to beat the US, you only beat Iran. They're going to get at least a draw from this match. That's why I'm playing it safe and say 1-1. I see 2 draws in this group, man. I see 2 draws.
Well, we shall see, and we'll talk about it more on episode 10 of World Cup Digest. So this is another fun one. You know what I mean? Had some good games. Had some big matches. Big win for Ghana. Good comeback by Senegal. And, got a little tense at the end here with you and the USA.
I had to.
God knows if it was Egypt, it would have been worse. You would have probably had a meltdown. But it was fun again. It was fun doing this again. We'll talk again pretty soon. So, guys, make sure you go check out the Football Pharaoh's channel. The link is in the description box down below. Subscribe to mine as well. And let us know if we missed any big major talking points down below, like how we missed Neymar's injury a couple days ago. And Football Pharaoh, do the rest.
Thanks for having me on for episode 9, Dominic. Guys, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to his channel. You're not going to find better content than his on football on this platform. Follow me on my channel as well. Link in the description box below. You can also follow me on Twitter. Football Pharaoh at Soccer Pharaoh. That's Football Pharaoh at soccer_Pharaoh. And tomorrow is the beginning of match day 3. It is do or die for a lot of these teams, and the field is getting narrowed down quite drastically. So hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Until then, as always, God willing, have a good one. Much love and peace out.
Cheers.